Hi, we're the Clark family, and we've sold our house and packed up our lives and moved to Galicia in northern Spain.
So follow us as we start our new lives, learn new skills, join a new community and try to live a more sustainable life.
Oh gee, the wind's got under the polythene on the polytunnel. Jesus. Well, that was a rude awakening to a Saturday morning. Just about to sit down with a cup of coffee, looked out the window, and the wind's got underneath the plastic on the polytunnel somehow. God only knows what's happened. Anyway, we've cleared the tunnel out of everything, managed to wrestle the polythene into the garage, just bundled it all in there for the time being, collected as many clips as we could, and yeah, we'll have to look at it again when the wind dies down and see if we can get it set up. Luckily the temperature's not due to drop below about 6 to 7 degrees, at least for the next 10 days. So I think the plants that are in should be okay, not going to be any frost damage. But yeah, it's not good. So I think what's happened is the wind must have got under at this corner somehow, and it's pulled, I mean, we buried this plastic in, but look how it's just turned the ground over and pulled the plastic out on this one corner, and once it's in, there's no stopping it. It's a bit ironic really, because earlier on in the week this elastic bungee stuff came with the polytunnel, and we hadn't fitted it, so in the week we fitted it. So basically it sort of crisscrosses over the polytunnel and helps to hold the plastic down. Well, didn't do much of a job. In fact, all the clips where we've clipped it in have been pulled out the ground. They're strewn all over the place, and some of them are bent completely the wrong way around. So it shows you what forces you're dealing with the wind.
So it's now Tuesday, and our little seedlings have been germinating in the kitchen since Saturday, since the cover blew off the polytunnel. And they seem to be doing all right actually. They don't seem to mind too much being in here. The lighting's quite good, to be fair, and it's not cold, despite the fact that there's no heating on in here. Initially, these cauliflowers here, they'd all kind of blown over in the wind, but they seem to be standing up pretty straight and pretty strong again now. So yeah, I'm pleased. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get the cover back on in the next couple of days, and actually I think these are almost ready to plant out into the bed. So these still seem to be taking their time, joining the party, but another couple have actually popped out since they've been indoors. So I don't know, maybe they're just taking their time. The most surprising thing that's happened since these have come inside is that the garlic has started sprouting. And this isn't supposed to happen yet, so I'm not really sure why it has. Also, I mean, you can still see that it kind of does look mouldy. So I'm not really sure how they're growing or why they're growing, but I've got 3 that are definitely got green, and these ones seem to have sort of like lifted themselves up. So I'm guessing there is something going on in there to make the soil lift. So, don't know what. It's also weird that we bottom water these, and it's weird that some of these have taken water, but some of them still look really dry. Whether I need to water them from the top because they've lifted themselves, not really sure. I'll do a bit of research and see what I should do. I'll go and have a look outside now, see how the outside seedlings are faring. So here she is, looking very naked and very sorry for herself. We've ordered some more clips up, and we don't want to get the cover back on until those clips have arrived. So, and the weather's been pretty awful the last few days. That weather on Saturday, that was just the start of it. It got worse throughout the day Saturday. Sunday was pretty horrific as well. We've just had a constant deluge of rain, but it's really pretty today actually. The wind seems to have died down. The clouds don't look too bad. Actually, it's, dare I say, a little bit warm today. But anyway, let's have a look how these are doing. So, in fact, the sun is so shiny I can't really see my screen, so I do apologise if this is terrible filming. But the radishes, not looking too bad. He's got a tiny little bit of slug damage, I think. But yeah, they seem to be coming along. There's some grass popping up, which I shall deal with now. I guess that's to be expected. Is there any kale? Yeah. So we've got some kale coming up in the middle as well. I think that there was more kale than that before. I think some of them have gone. Another one just there. He looks alright. Some more radishes coming along here. They look quite strong actually. I do think that there was more kale and more radishes before, so I guess that the weaker ones have perhaps gone, just leaving the stronger, more healthy ones. The other really surprising thing that's happened is that some of the red onions have popped up. We already had said that some of the white onions had grown. Now I think that perhaps the majority of them have. These are the white ones. We did have quite a few carrots growing down the middle, which I was really pleased with, because I'd been told that carrots were notoriously difficult to grow. The majority of them have gone now, so they weren't ready to be outdoor plants. But yeah, these white onions are looking super healthy. And there's one of the red ones just here that's just started to pop up. But yeah, the majority of the carrots have gone. Some more white onions that are growing. Some more really healthy ones. Oh, hang on, I'm being attacked by a bit of bungee that's hanging off. So yeah, white onions are go-go. Red onions, can you see that one? This one here has just got a tiny little bit of green coming. So the red onions are just starting. And the carrots, yeah, there's a tiny little one there again, tiny. Carrots not so good. But this is one of those things. I bet Adam's super glad that he took all of that time putting in this irrigation system, which not needed. But yeah, hopefully we'll have it sorted this week. Adam's got a plan in place where we basically think that the trench that's down there where the plastic had been buried into, perhaps we'd not done it deep enough, or perhaps we must have left a tiny little gap at the corner where the wind's got into it. So I think that the plan now is that we're going to attach some wood to the end of the plastic sheet, and then actually bury the wood. So yeah, we've got to get ourselves down to the builders merchants now that the weather seems to be a bit more calm for the next few days, and get that done. I'm going to touch wood now that I've just said that about the weather being calm for the next few days. So the outside garlic, as expected, not doing anything, because you wouldn't expect garlic to do anything for a good couple of months after planting. Also, I've got to say that I'm really pleased that we've managed to keep the dogs off this. This was one of my concerns with the cover coming up. We don't let the dogs in the polytunnel. Albert's too much of a digger. And actually, they seem to be minding their own business with it, so touch wood, all will be sorted soon.
So it's been a couple of days. I think we left this on Monday evening. Empty. We've not been up here for a few days. It's Thursday, just after lunchtime now.
and I'm not saying it rains a lot here, but this is full already. It's crazy. So we used an old sieve just to filter any, well, the bigger particles out anyway. And look, it's full. So what's that? Just two and a half days. Didn't quite realise. I was only expecting it to be about up to here, but there we go. There's 1,000 litres of water there. So what we're going to do now is pipe the two together, and this will fill this up. Well, it'll be half and half, and then we're going to pipe it into the main pipe down to the polytunnel. Happy days. Okay, so we've connected. This is the full one that's filled up over a couple of nights. We've connected it to this one via this 32mm pipe through this T-section and into here. And in theory, when we open this valve is already open, so when we open this valve, the water pressure is going to balance itself out. We've taken this lid off so the air can escape, and as this goes down, this should fill up. This valve here is closed at the minute.
We hope.
Well, hopefully, yeah. So here we go then. It's either going to work brilliantly or we're all going to get very wet. However, I'm going to stand out the way around here, and Em's right in the line of fire.
God.
You ready?
Mhm. Oh. Oh, I can hear.
He's filling up. It's working. I really had to. I saw this fella do this on the internet, because originally what I was going to do an overflow pipe from at the top here into this and drill a hole through. But then I saw this guy doing it this way, and I really had to sit and think and scratch my head, saying, how the hell does that work? And of course it does, because the water, this water pressure will push this water down. This will come up as long as it's got somewhere to go, i.e. the air can escape, and it'll balance each other out. So as this one fills up, it'll fill this one up, and they'll both fill up at the same time. But I really had to stop and think and have a think about that for a while.
It wasn't a nerd alert moment at all, was it?
It wasn't, no. Yeah, so that's filling up nicely, that is. And I'm going to look inside this one. It's got to be going down because the water's coming from somewhere. But it's just one of these things where you've got to have a look. It's going down. It's going down. Yep, so we're all good.
High five me.
Boom. Right, so next. We just need to piece this valve onto the long line down to the polytunnel. I'll do that, and then we'll come back and we'll have a bit of a recap, because we've got some funky fittings to go in the bottom of the polytunnel there. I had a real fun half an hour, well, perhaps even an hour, in Leroy Merlin's putting fittings together, trying to make them fit, and I thought it was fun. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought.
Adam can't resist seeing what the water pressure's like, even though they're only both half full. So I'm stepping out the way. Go.
Okay. Well, we'll see. It's got 10 metres of fall to go down there.
So Adam's up there by the IBC tanks, and he sent me down here so that we can see what water pressure we've got at the end here. So apologies for yelling. Go on then! He's just told me to have a look down the end of it to see if I can see it. Oh, here it comes. Hey! That's quite good, actually. I mean, we've still not actually got the cover on the polytunnel yet, so a bit pointless. But yeah, hey.
So we've just got a bit of a light drizzle coming down, and this is the flow of water into the IBC tanks. So what we've got now, you see on the, so if you can see on the indicators on the outside, if you can see that. So that's the level there, so just above that. So what are that? Just over, they're both just over halfway full then. So yeah, quite surprised by that, how quickly they're filling up. Okay, so we've ran the 32mm pipe down the field and into the polytunnel, and we've ran it now into this manifold. So this is 3 16mm outlets off the manifold coming off here, and then we've got a tap here for filling up a watering can if we need to. So we're just dispatched Emma up the field, and we're going to turn it on and see what the pressure's like coming out of these 16mm pipes. I think that's a success. So we're just going to have a little test of the sprinklers just on one of the sections, so 1/6 of the sprinkling system, irrigation system, ran from the IBC tanks at the top of the garden. So I just temporarily rigged up this 1/6 of the irrigation system up onto this manifold here. So this one here. Each one of these will be running, we'll have 2 pipes coming off, well, 2 valves coming off of them, so I can control both ways. But let's give it a go and see how it fares. So there we go, it's not bad. The little red spiders that Emma says they look like spiders. Let's have a walk down here. Yeah, it's coming out alright, isn't it? It's not too bad. It's not too bad at all, that pressure. Oh! Just sprayed myself in the face. Let's put this back on. There we go. So, in the irony of this is not lost on me that we've got this rainwater collection irrigation system to keep the polytunnel nice and damp inside, and yeah, we've got no polytunnel, obviously. This is, hopefully we're going to get the polythene back on this in the next couple of days. The new clips have arrived, and we've come up with a cunning plan on how to keep it down in the next storm. So hopefully next couple of days we'll get this on. We just need to get a day when there's no wind.